I'm Bill Dube, and I created the Killacycle, and you've seen it out in the lobby, and you've perhaps seen it on YouTube or elsewhere. And we're the world's quickest and most powerful electric motorcycle. See if I can get to another slide. There we are. And the Killacycle has shown the world that electric vehicles are not slow and don't have to be slow. That is a big difference. That's why I'm doing it, is to kind of educate people as to what electric vehicles can do, and that you're not restricted to a slug or a nerd mobile or a traveling science project. So we'll kind of show a little picture sequence of what the Killacycle does at the drag strip. And you can see that this is not a low-powered electric vehicle by any stretch of the imagination. We're 0 to 60 miles an hour, that's 100 kilometers per hour, in less than a second. If you can imagine. That's, we're accelerating at 2.89 Gs. It's a little bit more powerful than your typical, what you think of as an electric vehicle. We have over 500 horsepower on board in this. And this is done with an 89 kilogram battery pack, which will soon change into something less than 40 kilograms, by the way, with the latest technology from A123, whom I don't work for, by the way. I'd get a tattoo if they wanted, because they supply me the batteries that make this thing go. And it's as if, imagine if aliens came down from another planet and handed you a power source and said, this is the magic power source that will make your dreams come true. And I put this as best I could in my garage in a motorcycle. And it goes these remarkable speeds. We managed to barely hold the machine together on runs. Yet referred to one of the videos, a favorite of ours, is where at night we were going down the drag strip and the motors just turn to plasma halfway down the strip, because they just can't take the horsepower that we're putting through this. This outperforms most gasoline-powered motorcycles on the drag strip. When we show up at a regional event or local event with people at our funding level, we're at the kind of garage level versus the professional national team level, we'll go faster than anyone else on the drag strip and do it electrically, which is kind of a unique, fun thing to do. Our records at the moment are we're the fastest mile per hour in the quarter mile. Official record is 163 miles an hour. You have to do it twice in the same day to make it an official record. So if you do it once and then you blow the machine up or something like that, then that is not an official record. We're the quickest ET for electric motorcycle in the quarter mile, which is 7.99 seconds. But one thing we really do have the bragging rights on is the fastest and quickest quarter mile run ever made by an electric vehicle of any kind. This is dragsters, this is cars, this is anything, and that's 7.824 seconds at 168 miles an hour. The real secret of this, as we know, is it's the batteries. I mean, that's what we are all about here. It's the batteries. Really, in electric vehicles, what it is. And I kind of showed one of the batteries naked here without the protective case. And this is, you can see my garage surrounding this picture, my messy garage, and I do this in the back. We've managed to imagine the power of this battery allows me and my friends in my garage as a part-time hobby to beat the gas guys. And it's all about the batteries. That's the reason we're going as fast as we are. And we're managing to do this on a shoestring budget against $1 million type programs and coming right up head-to-head with them. You can see in the video out front, this is a $500,000 racing program we're against in the Discovery Channel, and we go head-to-head with these guys out in the drag strip. The next generation of batteries that these fellows, these geniuses coming from MIT, put out that have twice this power per kilogram or more. It's astounding. And what I've got over here is a picture of an automotive starting battery that weighs just 770 grams. And this is something you hold in your hand, and it's about as heavy as a glass of water, and will start your car. And it'll start most of the cars, and actually we do this for the racing industry. There's a few of these going around the track at NASCAR. Not allowed to tell anyone. Although I guess I've let the cat out of the bag today. And more secrets about is the Killacycle is the reason it's doing so well on the drag strip. It's electric. It's instant torque. So we can apply this torque, this enormous torque at low RPM. I'm sorry I don't know the metric terms, but each of those motors out there are putting close to 400 foot-pounds of torque out. And this gets multiplied in the gear train, no clutch, no flywheel, up to 2,500 foot-pounds of torque into that back tire. We have ripped the tire off the rim with the torque of this. That's how much power, how much horsepower, how much torque we'll get. The present battery pack weighs 98 kilograms and puts out over 500 horsepower. Actually, Your horses are smaller over here, so it's 510 horsepower in Europe. It is, the metric horsepower is a little smaller. And we have no clutch, no flywheel, no transmission. And that translates into low weight and low inertia and high reliability, I might add. What we've managed to do on the Killacycle, and this is an important thing that when you're developing an electric vehicle, is to really not over-innovate. Electric's weird enough, you know? This is, you have to do things that other people have already paved the way with. And you change things like we don't have a transmission because it makes sense not to have an transmission on an electric vehicle. You just pour more silicon into it. You pour a bigger controller, put a better battery pack, higher voltage. You put money in the controller, and then you don't need a transmission. It goes away. And you have all that complication, and inertia goes away. And it's an acceleration contest is what we do. We have, as I say, a lighter battery pack using next generation A123 cells coming through. You have to come through for me. You push on those guys to make them. I should have cells waiting for me, a few cells waiting for me when I get back to play with. 500 horsepower AC drive using an 18 kilogram inverter for this. This is something the size of 2 cigar boxes. It's being built by Reinhardt Motion Systems. They normally build things for military use. And these are extremely compact, high power density AC drive systems. And again, I would have liked to have it by now, but I have my hand out. And I can't, you know, I'm not cracking the whip. I have to just have my hand out to these people. So we'll get it soon. We're going to do a 1,000 horsepower bike next year. 1,000 horsepower motorcycle. All right. Yes, this is the twin. As soon as we have to get the AC drives together, when those are working on the present bike, then we'll move on and get 2 of those drives into the 1,000 horsepower machine. But you have to have the drive package to build the rest of the bike around. So that's the first step. And again, I'm kind of begging for the drive package. We'll get it. And we're also going to do, people keep saying, why don't you set a land speed record? Why don't you set a land speed record? And I say, write the check. We'd be happy to do it. Well, I'm going to write the check. We're just going to do it. And we're going to build we're going to get a used land speed record internal combustion machine and then convert it to electric. And that's the smartest way for me to do it. And I'll do it in my garage. And I think Eva Harkinson, who's kind of partnered up with me here in many ways, is going to be pushing. That's going to be her little baby, her project mostly, working on that.